suppose the inspiration came from having been brought up in a creative household. My mum always made her own clothes, my nan always made her own clothes, my pop, my granddad was always out making stuff for the house. And then it came out of necessity probably. I met my missus, my future wife, Geraldine. Well, she's my wife now, she was my future wife then. And we were both moved to London, again with no money. I'd spent all our rent money in a band that I was playing on some rehearsal rooms and buying a saxophone. We were going to be kicked out, and we thought how we're going to pay the rent, which was due on a Monday. And we emptied our wardrobe. We went out to a local pound store, bought a few of those checked Chinese laundry bags, loaded them up with mixture of Geraldine's clothes that she'd made and my second-hand clothes and old punk clothes, took them down to Camden Market, took a load of money, quickly realised actually we could do this more often, and did it every week, and that's how the business started. And from there opened in this place called Kensington Market, and then the story of Red Dead began really. I didn't realise that you could actually be part of, you could be part of the creative industries and be a designer until Camden Market happened, and it was by chance. And then it didn't really matter about that neither of us had any education. Nobody ever asks me, Wayne, what degree did you get for design? We've employed hundreds of people, and I have never ever looked to see if any of the designers that we've employed have ever got their qualification. What we ask them to do is to show us how creative they are and what they can do for our businesses. Being creative can be a very lonely existence, but when you've got more than one of you to start off, and being able to bounce ideas off somebody else who might have a different take on things, and who can say, well, actually that's a bit of a stupid idea, or that's a great idea, those kind of things were really useful. So your mentor doesn't have to be somebody who's done it. It could be just somebody who shares that passion for success and creativity with you. You need help all the way through, and you're going to get help if people like you and trust you and know that you're not going to shaft them. And so you need to be a decent person. And then the other thing you actually need is the ability to work your backside off. I think sometimes it can be quite troubling, but the good designers turn it towards the positive, and the ones that will make it are normally the ones who have that passion for design, have that passion for change, have that passion for moving mankind on a little bit. If I was starting out and I had a product or had an idea, if it was a musician, I'd want to get out there and perform in front of people for nothing. If I had a product, I'd want to get out there and make sure people are looking at it. And if that meant going down your local market, standing on a street, showing people, just being brave about it. The fear of failure is something that kind of stifles lots of creative people, because there's a lot of pride in creativity, but pride comes before a fall. I was always taught that, by my family. Every time there's been a recession, there's been exciting things come out of it. This recession is coupled with a situation where we're questioning our very existence and how we're treating the earth. And I just think it's one of the most exciting times, and we'll look back on this year and the next 10 years from now and think, my God, I think the next 10 years we'll have worked out a new way of living on this earth. If I had any inkling in terms of starting my own business, I would be confident about starting it now. Rents for places are going to go down. You'll probably be able to rent spaces and just pay the rates, probably in zero rent. There is opportunity. People are looking for something different. There's a whole new economy out there in terms of sustainability, in terms of new products. If you want to work for somebody, don't just photocopy your CV or email your CV. Show somebody why you can help that company, what you can offer, what you can give them. The best thing you can do as a designer is to design something that you think is right. Whatever you're doing, come up with something that's specific for who you want to work for, and you are better to target your dream job. We've got a head start in Britain in terms of creativity, because we've got a strong history of good design education. I think if you ask the rest of the world who are the best at design education, then probably we are. Secondly, we've got a history of youth culture, of creativity, for whatever reason, probably to do with climate more than anything, and probably because we're in a crowded island. And the rest of the world wants a bit of it though, so you can't rest on your laurels. It's not, the rest of the world is desperate for what we've got in terms of our reputation and what we're able to provide.